your personal brand story, I'm here to tell you, is the most powerful component that you need to master first, so that you can influence more clients so that they want to jump into your service. If you are a coach, consultant, author, expert, you need more clients, right? We've covered that, all right? You know that your business is only a business with clients. If you don't have any clients, you don't have a business, it's a hobby. Okay, so today's session is gonna be like, a lot of people say, Ed, look, how do I get my first client? Like, you know, I wanna be like an expert, I wanna stand out in the market, right? I wanna be an authority, because all of those things, if you're an expert, if you're standing out in the market, if you're an authority, then people are gonna be coming to you rather than you having to hunt everyone all the time. I'm still out in Bali, check out that view, yo. I wish you were here, all right? So, let's go over here, all right? I think the light's better. So people often say, like, what is the best way? What's the best way to become that go-to expert? What's the best way to get clients when you're beginning, when you're starting, okay? And so here's what I've got for you. Like, every single person that wants to change someone, that wants to impact on someone, that wants to go and do something because they truly love it, all right? They love the thing, they're starting to love the journey, right? It's a passion-based business, all right? Most people get stuck, you know, in a 9 to 5 and don't ever get a chance to really truly design life on their terms. If you're someone watching this right now, then I urge you to work in your passion, to spend time doing something you truly love, because when you do that, of course, you know this one, you'll never work another day again. But the point of you doing something has to be because you have had this experience from pain to gain, what we call our, you know, our personal brand story. And your personal brand story, I'm here to tell you, is the most powerful component that you need to master first, so that you can influence more clients so that they want to jump into your service. All right, so for example, you know, one of my clients, right, she had like this anti like reaction to like gluten and wheat, and because of that, she created a food-based business to solve that problem. Now her business today is worth over 22 million, and she's trying to get a buyout. It started as a home-based business because she had this reaction to a sort of bar. She created a home-based solution because of that, and now 5 years on, she's in like Tesco, Sainsbury's, and all of those things. All right, me too, right? I started, all right, I had a really bad back, and I went to specialists, and they told me that I'd never walk again, and I went on this healing journey of curing my back. And through that process, I did physio, you know, chiropractic, and all this stuff. This was the first business I ever launched, right? And you know, my personal story from having a bad back to you know, healing my back enabled me to find my first client. So in this video, I want you to start thinking about, what is your personal story right now from pain to gain, and how can we package this up so that you can start telling and sharing your message with what you've achieved so far, even if you're in it right now, because let me tell you, your personal story is going to keep on building for the rest of your life. Now, most people live in a story of blame, complain, especially if they're in a job right now and that they hate their job and all of that stuff. And then there's this transition to doing something they truly love. Maybe that's your story right now, but wherever you are in your journey, I want you to truly understand that you have a story, and your story is pure gold. All right, a lot of people say to me, Ed, look, I don't have enough clients right now. And I think they sometimes forget that they are their first client. Like, you never forget your first client. Your first client will come with you wherever you go. You'll scoop them up and you'll bring them with you every step of this personalized, transformational, you know, expert journey, right? Where you go out and start making real impact and income in the world today. And so, you know, just recently I did a podcast with the #1 dragon slayer. Okay, if you're from the UK, or if you're not from the UK, the equivalent is Dragon's Den, all right, which is the equivalent in the US is Shark Tank, right? And on that, you know, people pitch their business idea in order to get investment, all right? You've seen it before, right? And so I had on my podcast Levi Roots, who was one of the first, almost 12 years ago, you know, to today, 12 years ago, who came on there and was sharing his personal story. Now, at the time, they weren't sure whether the brand was going to work. His sources, which was basically, you know, no different to anyone else in the market, but what stood him out was his personal story. His personal story about how he went to the markets, how he went relentlessly creating reggae music around his sources, knowing that his sources could put reggae, you know, that reggae experience into your food. He combined his love of music and food, and he made it work. So his story is what really made it work. So I put it over to you. Your personal story, y'all. Your personal story is gold. So comment below, let me know what sort of personal story you've already gone through. All right, because I promise you, with a little bit of help, all right, with a little bit of understanding, a system around it, I put a whole system together around this as a concept, right? How to turn your story into gold. Like when you understand, like watching a movie, right? Watching a movie, you know, there's only two sorts of movies. There's two sorts of stories. So you have two sorts of stories as well. And the two sorts of movies are what? There's a number one, there's a story when the hero does not transform, the victim story, right? And what's the problem with that today? All right, you don't see many of them in the movies anymore, because what happens is you get to the end of the movie and you think, Jesus, that's a dull movie. You don't tell anyone about it, and then you've got every single other movie, which is a Marvel, a Star Wars, you know, a love film, you know, a romantic drama, whatever it is the second form of movie, which is a transformational movie, where the hero of the movie transforms. Like at the end they get this thing, at the end they get the girl, at the end they win the game, at the end they break through. They have this transformational process. Now this is not a new concept. This was written about in Joseph Campbell's the Hero's Journey, and in it he depicted these 12 key components in which, you know, which allows us to really embrace, you know, the hero's journey. Imagine, like, for example, Titanic. All right, the Titanic is the story of the hero, who is, sometimes people say Jack. It's not Jack, it's about who? Rose. Her transformational journey. And across that journey, she hits some major challenges, right? Otherwise, the story would be super freaking boring, yo. You imagine if the story had no iceberg. All right, imagine watching Titanic and the thing doesn't sink. All right, the boat doesn't hit the iceberg. All right, Jack doesn't die. All right, these things allow us to attach to the hero of the story, allow us to embrace, you know, what Rose's journey has been about. So I'm here to tell you, your problems right now that you're going through can be a part of your journey if you decide to transform through the process. Again, as I said, I put a whole system around this so you can understand where it fits in. And let me tell you, like, the truth is, all right, the stats are, those that share their personal story, the audience, whether it's online or offline, people build towards it, right? And the people attached to it. Like my personal story, I grew up as, you know, literally, I never had the skills, I never had the capability. I failed at school, got three E's. You know, I was on the edge of like exiting life. I had a, you know, very problematic relationship with my father. We literally just argued head to head and head. I was at a young age when I decided that I'd had enough. I decided to go to a railway station and literally kill myself. I stood on the edge, and as the train came in at that last moment, I was pulled back, right? And I was so stuck in a view of that my dad, you know, did this, and I was blaming and complaining. And although that I didn't kill myself that day, metaphorically I had to kill the complainer, the blamer in my life. And I went on a new journey. I got new mentors, I got help, and I'm not saying that it was something that happened, you know, super quick, but in less than a 3-year period I was rapidly transformed. And I'm here to tell you that whatever you're going through right now, if you can see yourself as part of this journey, of this transformational process, you're going to rapidly transform your life. All right, the next video I want you to watch is click this link. All right, jump straight over to see how you can build your brand so your brand can stand out in the market. If you want more clients, right, and you want to be the go-to expert, then click the link, watch how to build a brand around your business. It is gangbusters. All right, as always, no matter what happens, never give up on your dreams. I'll see you in the next video. Go, go, go.